The city council meeting for December 13th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Armstrong,
Here.
Councilmember Perkins,
Here.
Councilmember Zafar,
Here.
Vice Mayor Burrows,
Here.
Mayor Hudson.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and will be led by our color guard from the San Ramon Police Honor Guard. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Forward march. Okay, please be seated. Thank you, Honor Guard. Okay, next item on the agenda is announcements. 3.1 changes and additions to the agenda. I understand we have a speaker card for this.
We do have one speaker card for this item.
Okay, please call her up. Have 1 minute.
Taiwan's the country.
Hi, my name is Taiwan's the country. That's spelled T-Y-W-O-N, Taiwan. The country is S-A-C-O-N-T-R-I-E. There seems to be a lot of people who loves to call me Helen. That is not my name. My name is on the card. Taiwan's the country. Every card is an official document, so please address me properly. And just so that other people who are Helens, and there are a lot of Asian Helens, don't get murdered because of my speaking in public meetings. So I would like to pull consent agenda 5.8. It is to certify the county's election results. I would like to pull that, please. Thank you.
Okay, item 3.2. If you wish to speak under public comment or regarding an agenda item, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room and submit it to the city clerk. If you are participating remotely, click the raise your hand button on your computer or *9 on your telephone to request to speak when public comment is being taken. Item 3.3 is boards, committees, and commission meetings. A complete list of upcoming meetings may be found on the city's website at www.sanramon.ca.gov. Subscription service is available at the link for automatic meeting notification. Contact the city clerk with questions. That's 925-973-2539. Item 4 is public comment. At this time, the public is permitted to address the city council on items that are on the consent calendar, including a request to pull an item from the consent calendar and the reason why you wish to pull the item or items. Please note that the decision to remove the item from the consent calendar is strictly at the discretion of the city council. You may also request for future agenda items. And if you wish to speak under item 6, special presentation, you will do it now during public comment. You may also talk about items that are not on the agenda and are within the city council's jurisdiction. Public comment is open. Do we have any speaker cards?
I do have 3 speaker cards this evening for this item.
Yes.
Anshu Agarwal.
Anshu, you have 3 minutes. Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, respected Mayor Dave Hudson and City Council members, good morning, good evening, and namaste. My name is Anshu Agarwal, and I'm a proud resident of San Ramon City for past 14 years. Today, I want to briefly share the recently concluding Seva Diwali food donation drive coordinated by Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh, also known as HSS. It is a non-profit socio-cultural Hindu organization. This Seva Diwali food drive was done in San Ramon and across Contra Costa County and Bay Area by bringing together many like-minded organizations. As we enter the winter and holiday season, there has been a need more than ever for everyone to come together to help the needy and eliminate hunger around us caused by COVID, food shortages, rising food prices, etc. Seva Diwali initiative that was started by HSS a couple of years back is a food drive program where Hindu and Dharmic organizations, along with individuals, come together across the United States who believe in the Seva Dharma, that is, service to humanity is service to divinity. We must give back to the society where we live. While we celebrate the major Hindu festival of Diwali, which is also called the Festival of Light, it is important for us to think about less fortunate families who struggle to get 2 times of meals per day. This year, Diwali was in the end of October. As part of Seva Diwali, we collected non-perishable food items for about 4 weeks and donated them to local food banks, Contra Costa County Food Bank, food pantries, shelters, and other needy places. We are humbled and happy to share that this year, around 65 plus volunteers across 7 cities, including San Ramon and its surrounding cities, joined hands with 10 local organizations, temples, and schools, and collected 400 pounds that will serve around 3,330 meals. We have donated these foods in local surrounding areas. Seva Diwali actually is a national initiative. In 2020 alone, the Seva Diwali program donated 630,000 pounds of food that was donated to 200 plus beneficiary organizations. This donation will serve over 525,000 meals. This was possible by people and organizations coming together in 200 cities and townships in 32 states across the USA. I have also passed the annual report of organization HSS that you can read with your leisure. On behalf of Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh, we wish you a very happy holidays. Dhanyavad, and thank you for listening.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Taiwan's the country. You put 6.
Okay, so number 6 is for special presentation.
Yes.
And this is concerning Senator Steve Glazer, Assemblywoman Rebecca Bauerkon. Are you sure?
Yes, this is actually presentations they're making for council members Zafar.
Okay, so why aren't they going first? Why am I going first?
You asked for public comment.
But usually public comment comes after presentation.
Your 3 minutes are running. Do you want to speak on item 6?
I do, but I am confused by the order of how this particular item is presented for business. And I want to make sure I don't mock the process. I would like to ask for clarification. If this is for anything that the public can speak regarding Senator Steve Glazer, Assembly Member Rebecca Bauerkon, and Supervisor Candace Anderson, or this is about Council Member Zafar?
This is presentations that are made from their office for council members Zafar.
Okay, then this is not what I had intended to speak. I
Okay.
apologize. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next speaker, please.
Abram Wilson.
Sure, you know how to do this. Boy, I wished I hadn't said that. He knows my phone number.
Would like to congratulate and thank Councilmember Zafar, Councilmember Perkins, Rose, and Armstrong, and Mayor Hudson for everything you've done for the city. We are a city because you care. We are a city because residents care. And when we have, unfortunately, those who want to have dissent, we have to speak up and say, not in this city. A resident of 42 years, plus and who loves this city, when you have someone like Helen stand before here and say anything negative, I and residents will come up and say, no, no, not in our city. You can complain, you can do anything you want, but this is our city, and this is the United States of America. And if you don't like it, thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you. Any star nines or computer hands or,
We do not have any hands raised on Zoom at this
okay,
time.
no further public comment?
No.
Last chance. I don't see anybody rushing up. Okay, let's close the public comment. We are on to 5 consent calendar items are considered routine in nature and acted upon by a single action of the city council. Is there anybody from the council that wishes to pull either 5.1 through 5.9? I see a motion and I missed it. Is it motion Zafar? Quick. Second by Perkins. And we have 5 for 5. The consent calendar has passed. We're on to item 6. There you go. Okay. We did. We're good. Oh, we're good. Okay. Next item is special presentations. And we have remarks from the office of Senator Steve Glazer. And did Senator Glazer have something for us? Are we gonna get a special televised? Or is there someone speaking for Senator Glazer's office? Nobody here?
I don't see anyone on Zoom, so I don't know if there's a representative in the audience.
Okay, well, we'll give them a second chance later. Let's move on to remarks from the representative for Assembly Member Rebecca Bauer Cahan. Where'd you go? Sean, I know you're here. All right, come on up. We have Sean Kumagai from
We
Dublin.
also have Assembly Member Bauer Cahan in the audience via Zoom as well.
Okay,
and I'm
we'll get
promoting
them
it.
after Sean's.
It's in front.
Well,
The one you're looking for, I think, is in front.
We got them all over the place, Sean.
I'd like
I
to
don't
go
know, I
ahead
gotta
and,
get these things home.
Mr. Mayor, if it pleases you, I'd like to go ahead and allow the Assembly member to provide remarks and then we can present
I think that's a wise move. We better get her on here.
I'm here, Mr. Mayor. Can you hear me?
Can, go ahead, Rebecca. I'm
Hi.
sorry.
Well, thank you for having me virtually. And I want to thank Sean Kumagai, who works as my district director, from being there in person. But I just wanted to join all of you to add to the chorus of remarks regarding Councilmember Zafar's incredible tenure on this council. She has done such great work for the city in her time on the council, and I know that the city and the community is better for it. So I just really wanted to join. She brought a new and fresh voice that has really made a difference to the community, and I've had the opportunity to see that firsthand, both being in the chambers occasionally at meetings, but also out in the community. So Councilmember Zafar, I just want to thank you for your service. I know that this is moving to the next chapter and that we will see much more from you in serving this community that you love so dearly, where you raise your own family and continue to do so much. So thank you. And I look forward to our continuing work and partnership and seeing what the future holds for you.
And
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Sean, you have the floor.
Mr. Mayor, we've brought today a resolution that was put forward by Assembly Member Bauer Cahan, honoring Council Member Zafar on her distinguished time on the City Council. And I'll just read the last part here. It says, whereas in addition to her service on the San Ramon City Council, Sabina Zafar has supported the community by providing her leadership and experience to the city's Transportation Advisory Committee, the San Ramon branch of the American Association of University Women, Rotary Club of Doherty Valley, San Ramon, the Tri-Valley chapter of Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs, and Bishop Ranch Intelligence Innovation Accelerator, where she serves as a mentor for early stage startups and has also volunteered with her local PTA and the Girl Scouts of Northern California, along with numerous other community projects and events. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Assembly Member Rebecca Bauer Cahan that the Honorable Sabina Zafar be commended for her exemplary record of leadership as a member of the San Ramon City Council and extended sincere best wishes for continued success in her future endeavors. I wanted to read that last part because in addition to all of the tremendous work you do in San Ramon, you do so much for the community. And as a point of personal privilege, I just want to say it's an honor to have worked alongside you as a colleague and in our respective city councils, and also to call you my friend. Thank you, Sabina.
Thank you, Chuck. Steve is always ready. Go ahead, Scott.
I just wanted to thank the Assemblywoman for her remarks. And we, of course, we've got more to say about Sabina, but I also want to thank Sean Kumagai. He serves us in multiple ways. He's in the Navy Reserve and he serves as a Master Chief in the Navy Reserve. So thank you very much, Sean.
Okay, let's proceed with the special presentations. Do we have Candace Anderson or is Gail Israel here? You're going to be speaking for Candace? Look at all these proclamations you're gathering.
You have to have more bigger
Good.
house for more wall space.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members.
Evening.
It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here in my home city representing Supervisor Anderson tonight. She is on an airplane on her way to her son's college graduation. Otherwise, she would have been here. Candace asked me to congratulate Mr. Mayor and Mr. Armstrong on their reelection to the council. And she asked me to thank Sabina for her service. I have a much smaller, but just as special resolution. It's similar accolades. And so I'm not going to take the time to read it, but I do want to present it to Sabina. And as has been said, Supervisor Anderson knows that you are going to continue to do great things in this community. And she looks forward to working with you again, as she has done on the regional boards and committees. So, and I just wanted to say thank you for always being so kind to me and getting me in all your photos that are all over social media. So I have enjoyed working with you as well. So I'll present this to you.
Thank you, Gail. Photo. Snap. Thanks, Gail. That is the last of our special presentation. I'd like to also mention that Kevin Wilk is here from the Walnut Creek City Council. Unless they have a presentation, I'll be looking for you at 10.1. Okay, let's move on to item 7. There's no deferred consent calendar items. There's no city council appointments 8, and there's no unfinished business 9. So here's the highlight of the evening. Everybody's going to get to, no, we wouldn't roast you. We are 10.1. It is a recognition of outgoing council member Sabina Zafar, who's going to finally tell me if I'm pronouncing it correct. No. Okay. Upon her departure from the city of San Ramon, I've only had 4 years to practice, and we have an introduction by City Manager Joe Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's with great pleasure and great sadness that we're going to see you off tonight. You know, for a city manager, working with the council is a bittersweet type of interaction, and you can for those of you that are in politics out there, it can either be really good or it can be really, really rough. It's my pleasure and continuing pleasure. I do still work for everybody else, so I should throw that in there. That we have a council and have had a council that though they have specific agendas and visions that they want to achieve for the community, I can say that each and every one, and particularly Sabina, has always had a vision that placed the community and the city of San Ramon first. And we've had countless hours in my office of, hey, Joe, can we do this? Wouldn't it be cool if we did this? Hey, what do you think we doing this? And what I have to be, whoa, one thing, just pick one and I'll try and do it. But that's the type of energy she had. And that's the type of energy that she presented. And it was always in line with making this community better. And that's what really energized the staff. And so on behalf of me as a city manager, but also more importantly, really on behalf of the entire staff and our department heads are all here. We want to wish you the best of luck. We were going to do a resolution, but we knew Gail and all the state stuff would come out. So we got you a little couple things different. I'm going to switch over to this mic if I can get it. All right, so you can just say there, we have a couple things we want to give. We know the fire district is here, who's our partners in many things. They'll probably be giving you a small token of their appreciation. So I thought we would start with the better stuff, and that's all right. You got to strike first with the fire district, otherwise they'll. So we got a little, the department heads got together and the staff got together and got you some San Ramon swag. So to start with, on behalf of all the department heads and myself, we want to wish you a great next chapter. Now, I'm not going to pull all of this out because it would take too long and you have a lot of people who want to talk. But this, we give this to our employees. We give San Ramon street signs to our employees. And so we have Council Member Sabina Zvar, 2018 to 2022, on a street sign that she can hang wherever she wants. So if you want to come down here, let's get a photo pic real quick. And we can move on. If the department heads are here, if you could come over real quick and let's get a department head photo. You can hold your sign too, yeah, whatever you want. This is your night.
My light.
Kind of squeeze in, you know, each other
You-
a little bit more. Pretend you like each other.
Oh,
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I'll Photoshop myself in. Maybe a little taller with hair. I don't know.
All right, Mr. Mayor, as soon as she gets back up onto the DS, it's all yours.
okay. We have something for you too, Sabina, but we already ate all the chocolates, so you're just gonna have to get the words. I have a proclamation of the San Ramon City Council recognizing and thanking Sabina Zafar for her service to the citizens of San Ramon. Whereas Sabina has served in a number of positions with the city of San Ramon, she was a member of the Transportation Advisory Committee and the San Ramon Arts Foundation. And whereas Sabina was elected to the city council in November of 2018 and was sworn in on December 11th, 2018, she served as vice mayor for 2019 and 2020. And whereas major accomplishments during Sabina's tenure on the city council include the approval of the Iron Horse Trail bicycle pedestrian overcrossing, establishment of the Community Facilities District, Joint San Ramon Fire District Public Safety Complex and Communication Center, approval of City Walk and City Village, as well as general plan updates. Now, whereas Sabina was an advocate for increased services in Doherty Valley community, and during her tenure, agreements were established that resulted in the opening of a satellite office for discovery counseling and a new Sunday farmers market at the Doherty Station Community Center. And whereas Sabina supported and encouraged the city's participation in Diversity Coalition and advocated for opportunities to celebrate all of the diverse cultures in the city through the use of event partnerships, City Hall lighting, and the new flagpole in Central Park. And whereas Sabina during the pandemic supported the efforts of city staff to provide essential services and meals to seniors, childcare to emergency service workers, and to maintain and expand programs that allowed the community to stay connected. And whereas Sabina's passion for technology and community engagement spurred the creation of the Innovation and Technology Advisory Committee, with the goal of focusing on smart city practices such as enhancing cybersecurity, promoting digital inclusion, improving mobility, enhancing public safety, developing communication tools, and pursuing economic opportunity. And whereas as chair of the Finance Committee, she worked to maintain a stable fiscal environment, and during her tenure, the city secured a Standard & Poor's AAA bond rating and Certificate of Excellence in Finance Reporting. Whereas Sabina Zafar has been a dedicated public official and served in the best interests of the citizens of San Ramon and has been an ambassador for the city through her role and interaction with our citizens, committees, employees, and numerous other organizations and groups, now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of San Ramon does hereby recognize and thank Sabina Zafar for her commitment, dedication, and valuable contributions to make the City of San Ramon a great place to live, work, and play. Congratulations. Okay, do we have any comments from from others before we open it up to public comment? I hate to ask this. How many people do we have so far for public comment? Okay,
But I do not have any speaker cards for this item.
okay.
And we do have some hands raised on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do this first. We'll ask if there's anyone in the audience that wishes to come up and speak first.
When do you want us, at the end or? at the
Oh, I
beginning?
thought we did that. I did that quickly while you weren't looking. No, if there's any council members who want to speak first before we open public comment, let's do that. Mark, I'll start asking you first.
Sure, I'd love to say something. Thanks. Sabina, congratulations on your service on council for the last 4 years. Though I've only known you for 2 years since I've been on council, I've certainly valued your serving on council together and all your well-articulated comments that you've had as we've kind of faced different decisions and issues in front of the city. I love the way that you were always complimentary of our staff. Staff who's making presentations or they're putting together staff reports, those sorts of things, or executing all of our many activities in the community. I love that you would provide good, sound direction and guidance to that staff. And I loved hearing about, at the end of council meetings, you talk about all your committee meetings that you've been to, regional activities, different community activities as well. But I think mostly I enjoyed your positivity. And I know that you always kept at the forefront of all your comments and all your decision making, what was best for our community. And it was just fun to see you at different events. We attended a lot of the same events, almost as if we coordinated our schedule sometimes, I think. I think we had mostly shared perspectives on a lot of the issues, but sometimes we differed a little bit. But I do believe that even when we differed, I think we held a mutual respect for one another's position. I think we're really blessed to have such a great city. A lot of great things going on, great staff, and that we don't have a lot of broken things to fix. We can just work on making things better. And I think you had a big piece in that. So thanks for being a role model of civility and professionalism. I learned a lot from you personally, and I have no doubt that one of the reasons San Ramon is considered such a great and safe city, not just regionally, but nationwide, is in doing a large part to your contribution on city council. So again, congratulations on your service, on your example, and your leadership and for boldly stepping into the arena of local governance. So thank you, Sabina.
Sridhar?
Sabina, thank you very much for your 4 years of service as a council member. And it's been a great working with you for the last 2 years. As I've been in 2 years only, so but in these 2 years, I could get to learn a lot from you, especially when you're serving the public and how you approach the community and how you look at their problem solutions. So that's amazing. And I know also I want to recognize that you stepped up into joining the city council for love of the community. I'm sure that is for sure. And also you did all this work without looking for any personal gain. And you put so many hours and you put so much time, effort in order to make sure that you serve your community very well. And definitely there's a great example that we can take as a council members. And I'm always inspired and I'll continue to inspire. I am sure there are many more people in the community who are inspired with your service in the community. And also I want to appreciate your courage and dedication, because I haven't seen any time you backtracking on any of the tasks that you were assigned as a council member or a regional member. You are always there, upbeat, and keep putting together all the ideas and plans together. It's great to see that we have such a courageous council member who's ready to step up and take the things and responsibilities. And also one more thing in the resolution, I saw or I didn't hear about the innovation technology. Thanks for creating that or proposing that idea. I'm sure that will leave a fingerprint on our city council for now and for future, for sure. And once again, thank you very much for all your service. I wish you all the best.
Scott?
We first met in the 2016 election. I know Phil alone. Phil, where's Phil? Phil was out there in the audience. Phil's over there. You ran against Phil and I and didn't make it, but you really ran a good race and you learned a lot from it. And so then you went on to win in 2018, and congratulations on that. I know it's hard to run and it's even harder to lose sometimes, and it's a real soul searching process. So we really are a better city because you did serve on the council and brought a lot of fresh ideas, and you bring a lot of energy and a lot of thoughtful energy. It's not just wild and crazy energy, it's focused energy, and your decision-making process is very sound. And I really do appreciate that. You've been a great addition to the city. We're going to miss you. And I hope Marisol can do as well. I'm sure she will, but we're going to miss you. And thank you for all your hard work here in the city.
Marisol's taking notes already. I think Scott hit something very important here. People don't realize how tough it is to run sometimes. Well, try doing it while you're going or getting a new job. Sabina used to walk to work from over at Roundhouse. It's a little bit different now. Gonna really miss her on the work she did with the Iron Horse Trail. I don't just give that to anybody. I've been involved with that for about 40 years, and traffics. But we will do it. I think the one thing is missing from the proclamation that we gave you is the amount of time you spent with the youth. And I wish we had something more here. We'd always doing some training or something involved with that. And I don't know if we can do enough of that, but it just, there's only so many hours in a day, and you do what you can do. But it is something we're going to pay more attention to. And I really thank you for taking that part of the responsibility, because the council can't do enough for our youth. We are going to open this up to public comment first, if you'll save your comments. So I started it a little bit earlier before. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Come on up, state your name, and if you would, fill out some paperwork for Christina so she can get it on the minutes.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, all council members and staffs and managers. And Sabina, I came to 2018 when she sworn here. And thank you for your great service. My name is Kumar Nalaswamy. I'm part of the Bay Area Tamil Mandram president. And we did reach out to Sabina for many help, and without any hesitation, anytime she stepped up and helped the community, not only Tamil community, even Sandaman city. It's your great service, and your definitely very the charisma. It comes to the people, at least easy to approach and very helpful. Thank you for your dedication service, and I really appreciate it. I know it is the journey continues, okay, never stops. So the service continues. You will do much better, more service. I think this is a smaller city. You have to open it to the bigger level. Thank you. Looking forward to your service, Sabina. Appreciated your support. Thank you again.
Thank you, Kumar. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Fire Chief Paige Meyer would like to speak on behalf of the Santa Maria
Okay.
Valley Fire
Yeah.
Protection District.
Please come on up. Take a minute. I guess we better give him 3.
As Joe Gordon likes to tell me, best for last, right?
So you're going to speak next?
Mayor Hudson, members of the council, Paige Meyer, Fire Chief of the San Ramon Valley Fire Protection District. We have our staff here as well. One of the things we wanted to recognize in Councilmember Zafar and her time with the city and on the council. For us as a fire district, we really look at the safety, obviously, and the health of our citizens. And in 4 years, I think everybody on the council, and especially Councilmember Zafar, has made a huge impact. And it many times you don't really think about it necessarily. But when I look back at your time on the council, we have had the opportunity to partner on some issues and some in some areas that make a difference to our city. And I look at the public safety complex, a state-of-the-art emergency operations center, a communication center, both in an essential services building, which means it will stand an earthquake of 8.0 or more. These are things that we partnered with you on. You actually advocated for us with the rest of the council members. We went through COVID together and getting COVID vaccines out as necessary. We also, our department became an ISO 1 rated department with our partnership. These are all areas, as we look at them as a fire district, mean the world to us. And I know I speak for our fire board to say that we feel like we're partners with the city and with the city council, and council members Zafar, you've been a big part of that. So we thank you so much. You've made the city and its residents safer. And that includes the entire San Ramon Valley and all the cities and towns that we serve. So with that, congratulations. We're going to miss you. And we wanted to present you with something way better than a street sign. And something shinier and prettier. And I think if you take that cap and you take it off, it actually works as a bottle opener too. So it will be worth your time. So thank you for all you've done.
Works. Okay. There are new city manager comments brewing as we speak. Here we go. You ready? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you. Good. Oh. Oh. Okay, who's next? Do we have any more speaker cards? Oh, Kevin, come on up. Kevin,
I don't know how to do a speaker card. I'm usually on that side. So Mayor Hudson and council members of San Ramon, my name is Kevin Wilk, council member in Walnut Creek and former mayor. And sometimes you come across somebody who rises above being a colleague. And we're all collegial here. Most of the cities in Contra Costa, we work together as council members and as mayors. And Mayor Hudson and I both serve on County Connection. And of course, I see many of you at events all the time. And it's hard to believe, Sabina, that I've only known you for 4 years. And somehow we got connected right after you won election in 2018. And it was like a kinship. We just became great friends. We would talk and have lunches. Sabina would call me and ask, how did we do that with Planned Parenthood and put a buffer zone there? And I would ask, how are you doing the certain things that you're doing in San Ramon here? Just completely friendly, open discussions, either one-on-one or at different events. And it's so important for council members and mayors throughout California to go to these different regional and statewide events, because you meet all these other cities and talk about what's happening and what's working there. I know Mayor Hudson, I see you at many of these events as well. And Councilmember Zafar, you were at just as many of them. And it was always a pleasure to see you. It continues to be a pleasure to see you. I know there are great things still in your future, because we're talking about that over lunch tomorrow. And when earlier this year, it is still this year, earlier this year, when I mentioned there's just no more local media. We hear about the crimes, we hear about the bad things, but we don't hear about all the things that we're positively doing. And so I reached out to Sabina and I said, let's do a local video cast called The Breakout Room, you and me, and we'll get 2 elected officials from across the county talking about different topics. And we did it. And it became more and more successful. And it's those kind of things that I'm just so happy to partner with you on. I look forward to seeing how Councilmember-elect Marisol Rubio is going to be doing. You've got big shoes to fill. Sabina, I am so proud of all that you've done, and I look forward to seeing more in the future. And thank all of you for all the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, he doesn't mean you have big feet. He just, anyway. Anyone else? Who's next? Do we have anyone in the public comment wants to speak, or
If,
about *9 and the raised hands?
if we
Where
don't
are
have
we?
anyone else in the audience, we do have one hand raised on Zoom.
Yes.
Dominique Yancey.
Hey, Dominic.
Can you hear me, Mayor Hudson?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Good evening, Mayor Hudson, members of the council. My name is Dominique Yancey. I'm a former resident of San Ramon and current resident of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And even though I'm far away, I wanted to, I can't be there in person, but I wanted to be here with Sabina today. You know, someone once said that there's no greater challenge and there is no greater honor than to be a public servant. And this is so true. Public service requires a complete dedication to the public, to act with humility, to always bring your A game, and to continue to strive for excellence. It's always to ask, what does the public need? And how can we best provide that to them? Sabina, this is who you are, and this is what you've done, not only as a public servant, but as a member of the City Council. You've done everything that the public expects and demands of one who sits and has the honor of being a council member. And you've done it with honor, integrity, and humility. I, along with everyone in the council chambers tonight, know that you will continue to find ways to serve the public. So as you go on to your next chapter, please know that the best is yet to come. Congratulations, Sabina, on a job well done, my friend. I'm so proud of you.
Okay, if we have no further speakers or Zoom 9s or raised hands, it's time to close the public comment, and we will hear from the person of the moment, Council Member Sabina Zafar.
I am completely overwhelmed right now. I did not expect this. I mean, I am just so grateful and thankful to my colleagues on council. You guys have been amazing friends, mentors, colleagues. The one thing we've had in common, we are all doing this because we're passionate about San Ramon, and we all love San Ramon. The amazing city staff that makes us look so good. Honestly, we make here, we make policy and we vote on a lot of things, but really all the stuff that Joe, that you and your team, the city attorney's office, all the different departments do to make our city an amazing city. San Ramon is truly lucky to have such a dedicated staff that's serving. And it's been an honor being part of this journey with all of you. We have been through some times. Nobody expected a global pandemic to happen during the 4 years that I've served on council. And the way everybody stepped up and serve the community and do what's best for San Ramon, just very appreciative of that. The residents of San Ramon, of course, thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you and giving me the honor to represent you here. I may have made some decisions which you agreed with, and I may have taken some decisions which not everybody agreed with, but know that I made every decision for the better future of San Ramon, knowing everything that we knew here. So thank you so much. I know we have our parks and planning commissioners, and I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for making life so easy for the council here by taking on the hard tasks at your commissions and our committee members from the advisory committee, the arts committee, and all the other committees. This community cannot be what it is today without our residents that are continuing to represent and serve on the different committees and commissions. And then our former elected council members and mayors that are here in the audience. Thank you so much for really setting the stage for us to be successful leaders here in San Ramon. Our regional leaders that have served the community. And thank you so much for coming today. It's, again, I feel humbled, truly humbled for all the love. Our fire department and our police department, thank you so much for making this a safe community in every possible way and being community centric. Everything that's come to us from the PD and the fire department has been, how can we best serve this community? How can we engage and be partners with our community? And one of the things Chief didn't mention was the mental health program, which is truly something which San Ramon PD and fire department were leaders. And I'm so appreciative of what you brought to us. Who am I missing? And I want to just say, I am just so humbled and honored. I can't say, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, when I first ran for council, it was with pure passion because I wanted to take the PTA mom and, have her grow up along with the kids and do something for the larger community beyond the 5th grade and the 8th grade PTA mom. And bringing that to San Ramon, talking about the things that I've been passionate about, working truly with the council. I could not have done anything if it wasn't with the support of the council. And I would say 99.9% of the time, we voted together on everything because we truly agreed what was best for San Ramon. And I'm very appreciative of that. I have small communication team that's helped me make sure that I continue to engage with the San Ramon residents, and they've made me a better and a more transparent leader. And I want to thank them for making sure that we got a newsletter out to our residents. And I've enjoyed the social media, the following, and for me, transparency is making sure that the residents know how I'm representing them. And for me, posting on social media was not just about getting popular. It was about making sure you guys knew where your council member was and what she was doing to represent you as well. And one of the best things that I take away as a council member is attending all the events that I got to attend and all the people that I got to meet and all the friends that I got to make by serving. I just, and every time I would go to an event, I would say, you need to invite everybody in the city because that's truly an experience which, as a council member, I have truly valued to celebrate with the different communities, with the different residents. And thank you, Mayor, for mentioning the youth part of it. That has been my passion, building a bench of young people and engaging them in our council process has been a passion. And part of it stems from the PTA mom. And part of it stems from how much these students and kids were involved in my campaign. And I wanted to make sure they got an experience in City Hall as well. And everybody's been a partner in making sure we were able to give these kids a summer internship experience. And I hope, we will continue to do that because it's really important. We have an amazing community and our students and schools are at the heart of why people move to San Ramon and why they live in San Ramon. And it's important for us to make sure that these young people are engaged and know what's happening at the local level. Because guess what? When these kids get smart about what's happening at City Hall, they educate their kids, their parents, and they bring the larger community together. So many beautiful things. I'm just so grateful again for the honor and just totally humbled by everything that everybody said. So thank you so much. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody and just didn't ramble on, but wanted to say thank you.
Okay, and Sabina, before we move to item 10.2, a last request, we would like to get a picture of the full council before you leave, if we can. So where's Speedy? There he is. Look at those cameras come out. The paparazzi is perfect. Thank you. Thanks. Do it. Thank you. Okay, the next item is 10.2, where we do the oath of office. You can say two.
I did want to recognize and mention incoming council member Rubio. You have no shoes to fill. You've got your own shoes that you're going to wear up here and own them. I am so excited to welcome you, and it's going to be an honor for the city to have you serve our city as well.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to move on to item 10.2. The way this is going to work, I'm going to ask Councilmember Scott Perkins and Vice Mayor Sridhar Varos to sit here. Mark Armstrong and I and Sabina are going to vacate the podium. Sabina is going to try and find a seat out there so she gets to talk to all of you in the rotunda. We'll be there shortly, I hope. And Christina is going to administer the oath of office, and then we'll say a few comments and open it up to the public. So let's start off down there, Mark.
I can state your name. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. To the Constitution of the United States. And to the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Upon which I'm about to enter.
That's all.
Please go ahead and raise your right hand. I, please state your name. I, Mary Ellen, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. And the Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. To the Constitution of the United States. To the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. And the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. Or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully. That I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Discharge the duty. Upon which I'm about to enter. About which I'm upon to enter. Congratulations.
I gotta go to work. I, Dave Hudson, do solemnly swear. To the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation for purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. I think we've had a pretty darn good year. I want to thank a couple of you. Very good. I would say that I'm gonna miss Sabina, but then she'll come down to public comment and I'll keep my word. The reality here is it's been a darn good year and next year is gonna be better. It will start off, I can tell you, in February, I'm looking around to see if the middle's here. In February, we will, thank you. We will award the bids for the overpass that's behind us to connect the Iron Horse Trail, the north and south side. It'll be a 16-foot wide pedestrian bike path. We will eventually have the autonomous vehicle. And next year at this time, if you're here for the swearing in, hopefully you'll be walking or biking across it. RENA is going to rear its ugly head again, the regional housing needs allocation. We just got through going through this nightmare. And I heard last week at a meeting, we are going to start doing the first review of One Bay Area 2050, which will now be known as One Bay Area 2050 Plus. Just can't wait to see where that turns out. Starting tomorrow, this city council will start working on a replacement for our city manager. There is no truth to the rumor that he has been losing weight so that he can make it down chimneys on the 24th. But I'm not going to take that debate up because quite possibly I might lose it. You get pretty close there, Slick. The last thing, the big elephant in the room, and everybody's been hearing about it. Chevron Park did sell. Chevron did not leave. Chevron Park is under new ownership. And I'm sure over the next 2 years, we'll be hearing what will happen with that. I see we have some planning commissioners here. We're going to be very involved with that. But tonight is about 2 council members who went through elections, and we want to hear from them. Obviously, I've done this once or twice. So, Mark, why don't you start us off?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. First of all, yeah, it's been a privilege and an honor to serve on the council for the last 2 years. And I look forward to serving the next 4 years. I think no one's journey into local politics is, is unique, or maybe they're all unique, but I'll tell you a little bit about my journey. I was happily retired prior to going on city council. And I had done a career in the Army for 30 years. I'd done 8 years with FEMA doing emergency management. And I'd taken up a hobby of beekeeping. I was writing a book. I was doing odd jobs around the house. And it was one of those things where, I was kind of happy what I was doing in retirement. Well, just to go back a little bit, I'd grown up in Palo Alto as a young kid, went to West Point, did 30 years in the Army. And on my last assignment, we were living in Germany, and I was trying to figure out, is this it? Should I retire? What should I do? And I figured I had one more assignment left in me, and I started looking at assignment options. And I got offered the opportunity to come back to the San Francisco Bay Area, which is a very rare opportunity for the Army. So I jumped on that opportunity, but then I had to start finding a place to live. So I talked to my brother, who's here with me today, John, and Polly, his wife, and my parents. It's like, do you know anybody in the East Bay? Because I was going to be going to the East Bay. And they said, yeah, we know a guy. Turned out to be Scott Perkins, who actually, we just kind of figured this out the other day. He had been at my brother's wedding. It was like 35 years ago. And I was at the wedding too, but didn't know him. But said, Scott, do you know any realtors? And I need a place to live. And he said, sure, I know a guy. And that guy happened to be Bill Clarkson, our former mayor. And so I got to know, keep up with Bill over the years a little bit. And I kept up with him. He kept up with me. Came to a couple of mayor's breakfasts, spoke with him. He got me involved in Rotary, those kinds of things. And then 2 years ago, really just this week, I get a call from Bill. I'm on a trip back at Fort Campbell, Kentucky at a reunion for an old former unit that I'd served in. And Bill calls me and he says, hey, Mark, there's a spot coming open on the city council. You got to do this. You're the right guy for that. And I go, I don't know, Bill, I'm happily retired. This is, I don't know if that local politics is my thing, but I decided to, I thought about it a little bit, decided to throw my name in a hat, got appointed to fill Dave Hudson's seat that he was vacating on city council when he was elected as the mayor. And so that's kind of how I came about to get on city council the first time. But then now I've had to go through the whole campaign process. That was an appointment. Campaigning is a whole lot different than just being on city council. And I got to tell you, it wasn't all that fun. I love meeting the people. I enjoyed getting out there, but I'm glad the campaign is over. And I've got so many people to thank, from the city's clerk office who kind of got me going, even our executive assistant for the logistics and all the scheduling and things like that. Our city manager, Joe Gordon, who I had the privilege to introduce the other night at our Chamber of Commerce sponsored community awards dinner, recognizing his years of service. I know we'll have another opportunity to do that later, so I won't go into that. But we've got a great bunch of department heads, just our city attorney, all the staff, fantastic staff for the city that work so hard. And as Sabina mentioned earlier, it's that, they kind of make it easy for us and make us look good sometimes. So, and then I've gotten to meet a lot of great people along the way, planning commissioners, parks commissioners, committee members, people on regional, county boards, and just a great group of people I've run into. I've had the opportunity to take several of the classes, the Government 101 class, the Leadership San Ramon Valley class, the Citizens Police Academy, met some great people along the way. Some of those people are here tonight, and I thank you for coming. I also want to thank neighbors and friends and my extended family who couldn't be here, for the resources they provided, for their time, for even just putting a sign in the yard during the campaign. But most of all, I want to thank the residents who had the confidence in me to give me their support and allow me to continue to represent them on issues that we have coming up facing the city. We got some big issues. Land use is one that was mentioned earlier. There's some budget issues. Public safety is always a big one out there. There's a lot of issues that concerns I heard from residents as I went about during the campaign, and we got some things to tackle here in the near future. So there's too many people to thank individually. I do want to thank my family, my kids. They're all here today. All of them are Cal High grads, and thanks for coming, and their families. Most of all, I want to thank Brenda. Brenda's been a great support for me along my side the whole time in the Army. As an Army family, we moved around 12 times. Brenda was in an Air Force family, so she's moved around a total of 26 times in her life. But she's always been there supporting me, watching the kids while I'm on deployment or training or doing things, and homeschooling our kids. And she's a teacher in her own right. But thank you for all that you've done and supporting me on this journey, and for taking care of our parents as they're aging and things like that at this stage of our life. So I got to give a shout out to the church I attend, Brave Church, and our home group. Some of those individuals are here tonight, and our pastor. But most importantly, I do want to thank God for this opportunity to continue to serve. I love this city, and I pledge to you, I will do everything I can to continue to make this place a great place to not only work and to live, but to play. So thank you all very much, and appreciate your support and confidence in me. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the first time, Councilmember Rubio.
Thank you, Mayor Hudson. First and foremost, I want to thank the voters of San Ramon District for entrusting me to serve you. It is an honor and a privilege that I remember daily was afforded to me by you. And as such, I will maintain an open and reciprocal line of communication with you throughout my service to you. Today marks an important day for our city's history, and for me personally. While I am the second woman of color to be elected to the San Ramon City Council, I am the first mestiza Latino of any gender identification. As such, I want to recognize that today I have the privilege to serve you on the Seunan tribe land. I am also your first council member from a socioeconomically disadvantaged background, living with and caring for someone with disabilities for nearly 3 decades. This campaign from day one was dedicated to my father. You see her, it's one of the people I went up with, who passed away shortly before I filed my papers. Excuse me. My relationship with him was complicated because he wasn't present for most of my life. But my mother, who is here with us today, and who you just saw stand with me, was a recent immigrant to the United States and raised 3 girls by herself. And in doing so in that time, and while she did that, she went back to school, got her bachelor's of arts, her master's in education, and taught in a high needs school district for over 30 years, of which my sisters and I often sat in her classrooms with her as her informal teacher's aides. But also, oftentimes we didn't have the resources, even for me to participate in sports, to pay for the things I needed. And I often tell people I actually had my first job when I was 12. And that's okay. I'm actually okay with that. I really think it taught me some very important values about hard work. And that's why I'm here today. And so, but that also prepared me for other things in life. My daughter, who you also saw stand up with me, she She early in life had to undergo very intensive treatment for what was considered terminal brain cancer. 2 years in a hospital shy of 30 days with doctors who were unresponsive to my concerns and suggestions. Fortunately, at the end of the day, I did make a recommendation for a treatment and they listened, and she is here for that very reason. And she is my light. She is my angel here on earth. So the situation was grave, obviously, in many respects. I've often felt defeated, but in my mind and in my heart, there was always something nudging me to keep fighting, to keep trying to overcome my circumstances. I firmly believe that it was always my ancestors, my father, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. And those who they enabled me to have the strength and determination to persevere in all of my endeavors, including succeeding in this election. I sit here proudly in their honor and with my mother here as well in her honor. My point in sharing this with you is to let you know a little bit about who I am and the perspective that I hope to bring into the city of San Ramon. And I also want to help young people of all backgrounds find their voice and the courage to realize their own dreams, regardless of how hopeless a situation may seem in their lives today. I have committed myself in every way to turning my hardships into solutions for my community, and that is my promise to you. So in closing, I just want to thank God, first and foremost, for helping me through those really difficult days, as Council Member Armstrong mentioned. Those are tough. So I'm very grateful for my faith, kept me grounded and really helped me through those tough times. And I want to thank my supporters and the people who volunteered for me and my fellow elected officials who also ran alongside me, and also just for the sisterhood that we had. It's difficult to do this. And so with that in closing, I just hope, I will bring a lifetime of my experience, both personal and professional. And I want to thank DSRSD, my staff and board of fellow directors. They're here. And I hope to establish a similar relationship with my fellow council members going forward here as well. Thank you all so much. I am very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Hey, any comments from the council? Sridhar, anything you want to add before we open public comment?
I want to welcome Council Member Rubio. I'm sure, as Council Member Jafar mentioned, there is no shoes to fill in there. You can carve out your own shoes. We are definitely looking forward for your great experience that you can add to our council and strengthen our council. Thank you once again very much for stepping up and being in this council. All the best.
Thank you, Sridhar. Scott, anything?
Yes, I want to welcome Councilmember Rubio. I think that the moving over from the water district to the council, we got all this rain. So that was a very good thing. Thank you for doing that for us. I'm sure everybody else will be very appreciative. Thank you very much for stepping up. It is a very challenging thing to run for office, and the nerve-wracking moments and the doubts and the what else can I do? But you ran a very good race, obviously, and here you are today. So we look forward to your ideas and your fresh perspective on things and how we can move San Ramon forward into the future. I also want to congratulate Mark Armstrong. Mark, I grew up in Palo Alto as well. Mark went to Palo Alto High School and I went to Cumberly High School. That's kind of like Cal High and Dougherty Valley High, the clash. He's an Eagle Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout. He went to West Point. I went to Annapolis. They won this last weekend.
I knew that was
in
coming.
second overtime.
I knew that was
It took
going
them
me, David.
2 overtimes to beat. But his father went to West Point, the class of 46, and my dad went to the Naval Academy class of 46. So we have a lot of parallels in our life. And like he said, we were both at his brother's wedding. and didn't know each other. So it's been an interesting time for Mark and I to talk about one more thing. But congratulations, Mark. You ran a great race. You've done a fabulous job these last 2 years, and look forward to working with you for the next term. So congratulations on that. And Mayor Hudson, I want to congratulate you. You ran a good race. You had two very worthy opponents. Dr. Dinesh is here this evening, and you ran a very good race yourself, as did Sabina. And I thought it was well done. All three of you, you stuck to issues, and we didn't get into other junk, and I appreciate that. You guys all did a great job. And so Mayor Hudson, you've been on council and mayor for 23 years, is it? 25 years, so close, 25 years, so.
Older than that.
For a city that was established in 1983, you've been here for more than half of it, so I think that's fabulous. So you really put your mark on the city.
Go ahead.
Oh, I definitely want to congratulate Council Member Armstrong. In past, you always used to say, okay, I'm nominated council member. Now you don't have any such comment. I hope you'll be out of that comment as you are elected now. And also I'm proud that I nominated you for the council. I feel always proud that we got such an excellent council member. I'm sure we'll continue to work all the great things that we did, and we'll continue to do the same. And also once again, congratulations, Mayor Hudson. 25 years, that's I cannot sum up all that experience that you have. So thanks once again for all your services for our city and community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we open the public comment, I just would like to say I've made pretty much a few comments to begin with. I really look forward to many of you, seems like I know everybody out there, after we adjourn this meeting to meeting out in the rotunda. My wife, family are here. We'd like to talk to you. And you know, that's what was really enjoyable about the campaign. It was less of a campaign and just kind of like a 3-month Halloween. You got to dress up as a mayor and go out and talk to people. But you know, we all find a way to do it. And to me, it's walking and talking. You don't have to you don't knock on doors during COVID. But that is one of the enjoyable things I found about Ring. Hey, the mayor was here today. They know you were there. But this is about the public wanting to talk specifically about our new council members. Oh, by the way, the grace period's over. The meeting's tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So let's open up public comment. Do we have any speaker cards?
We do have a couple speaker cards. Taiwan's the country.
Yes.
First of all, I do want to congratulate the re-election on Councilmember Armstrong. I have heard you in many council meetings and also at committee meetings. Your reports are very logical, in-depth, and very detailed. I really appreciate you working as liaisons at different committees, really knitting everyone together. Even though I can't vote for you, I'm really grateful that Mayor Clarkson was able to give us someone really competent and really a good character for our city. Mayor Hudson, I'm so glad that you're my mayor again. When I heard you presenting at the Veterans Day speech, when you said that you were our mayor at 9/11 back in 2001, I know that you will be the best mayor that we can ever have. At the time, we already know that you were up for either re-election or your term was up. So I was kind of nervous. So when I heard that, I was like, I hope you will run again. And I'm glad that you did. So I have news for you, Councilmember V. Rose. You actually are not my council member. All this time, I actually thought that you're my council member. You're not. It turns out that Councilmember Zafar was mine. That was really weird. When I went to the election, first of all, Councilmember Rubio, welcome. And I'm glad that you are going to be our council member. Personally, I think you are a great asset to our city. But government is about business. So I hope I'm a little bit wordy, as you can tell. Some people may not like me because I am wordy, but I was born in Taiwan, and my personal adventure in the United States of America is one that I went from extremely shy to now that no matter what you do to me, if I feel I need to speak, I will speak up. So I hope you won't take me personally. Everything is just about business. For that, I do have some business to address. But before that, I also want to say that when I saw your last name, it reminds me of the great gentleman of Florida, Marco Rubio. He is a staunch supporter of Taiwan. He's also a great Republican. He is also extremely outspoken. I have great admiration for him. So I know that genetically you are well endowed, judging from, how I know of him. Now about business. How I know that you're my council member is when you had that pamphlet on my doorknob. And it was combined with other Democratic candidates. I was a little bit concerned that you came from Water District. Our district really has a lot of water problems that we will be addressing in the future. I will be making comments today. I don't have time anymore. But again, don't take me personally. Everything is about business. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Abram Wilson.
H. Abram Wilson. And I understand after a few years, if you do want to come back and run for mayor, it would be.
Mr. Hudson, you need to take your medication. Again, we live in a city that we all should be proud of because we work together. We understand who we are. We are Americans first. We are residents of San Ramon first. And every night, I pray and thank God that I am a resident of this city because we care. We understand the importance of respect for each other. We can disagree without being disagreeable. I'd like to thank the residents for being a part and contributing to San Ramon. As everyone in this council know, council is great because the residents care. And that is the key factor. Whether we agree or disagree, we know who we are. We are Americans and we are residents of San Ramon or the Bay Area who care about each other. Regardless of what happens around us, we always have to maintain that respect for each other and praise and thank for everyone on this dais and the staff that serves them. Thank you again for everyone, the staff, council members, the mayor, and the residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Abram. Next speaker, please.
That was the last speaker card I have, and I do not have any hands raised on Zoom at this time.
Okay, we will close the public comment. We're on to the highlight of the evening, the message that everyone has been waiting for, city manager's comments.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I only have a couple comments I'd like to bring to your attention, and then we can get on to the festivities. You did bring up the Chevron Park, as we know that there's a sale has taken place. I know that a lot of folks are interested in how that progresses forward. The city has set up a web page on that, and it'll have the latest information, kind of the vision. The Planning Commission has heard the kind of the high level vision of it, and council will be hearing that as well. However, if the city would, any of the residents would like to keep appraised of that, you can certainly go to our website and find all the information you need there. Secondly, I'm happy to report that once again, after I should say so many years, that the city of San Ramon has received again the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States has awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to our city. It's an annual comprehensive financial report that they review, and we've received this reward, I don't know, for many, many years. So we'll formally present that to the city council probably in January, but I thought it was worthy to state tonight. And with that, I have no more comments.
Outstanding. Thank you. Now's the time for city council member comments. This isn't where we comment on what we've been doing all evening. It's more a report out on meetings and things that we've been at. So let's start off with our newest council member. What have you been at the last 20 minutes?
Here with you, enjoying being in the company of all these lovely people here today. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Member Perkins.
I have nothing.
Oh, Member Armstrong before he changes his mind.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Scott. Did
No,
you exit?
I have nothing to report since the last meeting.
Are you talked out?
I'm pretty much talked
I'm
out.
sorry, I
but,
did have one thing. I want to recognize Dahl Barley as our Citizen of the Year. Is in the are you back there behind the audience in the audience, Dahl? No, that's not Dahl.
He's probably in
Did
the
I say-
rotunda waiting for us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can only see partial face. Well, Dahl Barley was awarded the Citizen of the Year in San Ramon, and our own city manager was Employee of the Year in San Ramon. And congratulations. That's it.
No, I was going to mention the same about the that awards dinner the other evening where we recognize a lot of our San Ramon community members for the great things they've been doing over the year. That was great. Other than that, some regular meetings, infrastructure committee meeting. We talked about the San Ramon Olympic pool. And some of the renovation we're going to do to the internal parts of the pool facility. I also attended the Open Space Advisory Committee meeting where it was really an East Bay Regional Park District focused meeting talking about Las Trampas Wilderness and some of the new trailheads and the way forward on that. And had a great time at the tree lighting.
Oh, yeah. That was
the other
great.
day. Another
Rained
great,
like crazy.
another great event here at City Hall. Started here, went over to the tree lighting, and thanks again to our great staff for putting all these types of events together. They're so busy here in the fall, but they did a great job with that one. So thank you.
Okay, Vice Mayor Burrows.
Oh, it was great honor and privilege to award our city manager as Employee of Year at San Ramon Chamber of Commerce event. And also we awarded many other excellent citizens of our San Ramon. So that's a fantastic event we had. And the next one is about Finance Committee. Yesterday we reviewed our other pension obligation fund. It looks pretty strong at this point, especially with 2022. As you know, the investments were in good shape. So let's be cautious because 22 can be a little bit different on that numbers. So those are the two that I want to mention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And simple comments while I wasn't at the chamber meetings because I was at the mayor's conference in Richmond. This is the time of the year when a lot of people that did not run again, it's their last meeting. And we had 4 or 5 people that have been around at least 20 years leave the council, and they were at the Richmond Mayor's Conference, which is about as far away from anywhere. That is the longest drive to get to that thing. Anyway, public comment is open for anyone that has not spoken at the first public comment. Do we have any cards?
I do have one card from Taiwan Country, but I believe she spoke under item 4.
Yes. Yep. Give her a moment. No, it was a 3, 2, 6, whatever. Do we have any Zooms or raised hands?
We don't have any raised.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Hudson. Turned out that I didn't mock this meeting, but the procedure today sort of mocked me. So I really appreciate you for this chance to put in the last word for this meeting. As a naturalized American from Taiwan, election is the most important element that sustains a democracy. I was disappointed today when I asked to pull a consent agenda for accepting the results of the election. I wasn't honored to speak on that. Because I have noticed our democracy is at jeopardy because of mail-in ballots. I have observed a couple of wins can never be overturned because there are inconsistencies when you analyze the data, which I don't think you received, judging by the packet of today's meeting. There are discrepancies in the in-person meeting and the mail-in ballots for example, the win of Assemblywoman Bauer Khan. Her opposition candidate, Mr. Roubaix, actually had more in-person votes on the election day, as well as in-person mail-in ballot dropping. She won in mail-in ballots only. Otherwise, judging from the physical casting of the ballots, she lost. That really brings me to have to question about the mail-in ballot system that is now mandated by our Governor Newsom. Why is this important? Not only in the United States, it is also poisoning democracy of Taiwan. Because now in Asian countries, a lot of countries are opening up for COVID. And if we continue to allow such unchecked mail-in ballots that really have no accountabilities, we will really drag down the entire world from democracy into communism. Thank you.
Thank you. I will just state, because it was on the agenda earlier, that the certification is signed by Rosa Mena, who I've known for over 20 years and consider one of the most respected people in the county. Public comment is closed. We are adjourned to the next meeting, which will be the second Tuesday in January. And I invite all of you to join us on the rotunda as soon as I get through signing.